Hi, I'm Randy Horton for Orthogonal. This is MedTech Spotlight Live. We are coming to you in San Diego from the Convention Center for AdvaMed's MedTech Conference. You can't get to every conference, and even if you can, you can't talk to every interesting person at every conference. So what we're trying to do with MedTech Spotlight Live is curate a bunch of conversations with some of the most interesting people who have interesting things to share going on at the conference. Today, we're here with Mike Mangano from ABK Biomedical. Mike, welcome.
Yeah, Randy, nice to meet you.
So you're speaking today.
Yes, I did.
All
Already.
right.
Already done.
You're already
Yes,
done.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you can exhale now.
Yeah.
All right. So first, tell us about yourself and your personal professional background.
Sure. So I just hit my 31st year in medtech.
Okay.
So I spent the first 15 years with a large medtech company and kind of learned the ropes. And the last 15 years have been more with smaller startup companies, both public and private, and most recently in the venture world for the last 7 years with ABK.
Very good. So tell us about ABK. What's new and different and special about ABK?
It's a long story, but I'll try to make it short. ABK was actually founded in 2012 by a group of physicians and material scientists. I came and joined the board in 2017, and we quickly realized that the strategy wasn't where we needed it to be. The board of directors asked me to join as CEO in 2018, and we rebooted the company and really started in a completely different direction. What we discovered was it had an amazing technology, but it was really focused on the wrong areas. So I had worked for a company prior that made a product called Radioembolization, and we had always wanted to innovate those products, but we never had the chance to. So we saw ABK as a chance to actually build a next generation product in the radioembolization space with the existing technology that they had with some modifications to it.
So for those like me who are American history majors and just pretend to be biomedical engineers, tell us a little bit about radioembolization, about your technology, and what's new and different about it, and which patients is it helping?
Yeah, so it's designed right now to treat liver cancer. Those are its only approvals globally, although they are starting to use it in other cancers. But what makes it unique, and it's been around for 25 plus years, so it's a pretty sizable existing market. What makes it unique is that it irradiates tumors from the inside out rather than externally. So what we're able to do is thread a catheter into the patient in an outpatient setting and deliver and inject these microscopic microspheres, millions of them at a time, that contain radiation. They travel and flow directly to the tumor, they embed in the tumor, and over a 2-week period, they irradiate or kill the tumor from the inside out without damaging normal tissue, normal liver, or other parts of the body. So very different from a systemic therapy.
Okay. Got it. So in our language, this would be a radiation therapy at home in some ways.
In a way, it is an outpatient procedure, but what we did, I mean, a lot of the early clinical trials, the data was mixed. We had to learn how to use it, and it took years and years, but we had a simple philosophy at ABK when I came in, which was, if you get enough radiation to the right place, that area will die. And that it's pretty simple, and that's the foundation that we started with, and really that led to us building improvements to our existing product. One was to allow a physician to actually see what he's doing. So the other products are injected blindly. Okay. And a patient receives the product. The doctor says, that's great, now go home, come back in 3 months, and we'll image the tumor to see if it's dead. For us, we wanted the doctor to see where that actual radiation was going and see it more specifically. So we designed a very interesting delivery device that the doctor was able to deliver it more effectively.
Okay.
Then we used calculations to deliver what we thought was a more lethal dose because we're able to target it. And then we made the product radiopaque. So a doctor can now put the patient under a CT immediately after the procedure and see where the radiation is and actually see if they've gotten enough radiation to the tumor to know that it will most likely die. So that is the uniqueness of our product.
And if you haven't, you just kind of go right back to the surgical suite.
You can go back, not the same day exactly.
Right.
We're getting there.
Okay.
And we'll talk about technology and imaging and AI and all those things, but not immediately. And we did receive breakthrough designation from the agency. And the reason we received that is because we showed them a case where we treated a patient and we knew immediately that we didn't get the whole tumor, that we only got part of it. And we were able to bring that patient back in a couple of weeks and retreat that tumor with a different technology. So that really is the concept behind it, to give a patient, if you think about the patient angle of it, to give the patient the knowledge to know that I was just treated and you can go home and I have a good idea that that tumor is going to be dead the next day. So that's powerful knowledge to a patient who is suffering from cancer. And remember, our clinical trial now is in primary liver cancer, so hepatocellular carcinoma. So those patients, it's increasing all over the world. It's a really not a good disease to have. So to have a patient know that they're being treated and they can go home and that tumor should be dead is really reassuring.
So in terms of sort of moving the needle on outcomes, do you have any numbers domestically or globally roughly for prevalence and then kind of survival rates, or where do you think you can?
Yeah, so it all depends on the stage of the disease. Where we treat it is early stage disease, which patients have, obviously, if it's caught early, have a much better outcome. There are over 40,000 new cases in the US, and really over half the incidence globally is in Asia. So, for example, the China market has over 400,000 new cases per year. So it is a massive problem, health problem around the world.
Okay. All right, so tell us a little bit about the imaging technology you developed to track what you've done with, and is that the same device? Is that another device?
No, it's some of it's proprietary. Obviously, there's some IP around it, but it's our capability. These microspheres are made of glass, so we have a very unique way and very smart material scientists who are way smarter than me, who can make all kinds of different formulations of glass. So we have some really unique proprietary glass that we make. And that is what gives it its radiopacity. So it has radiopaque elements built into the glass itself. So when a doctor does inject it, again, he or she can see it under CT.
Very interesting. And with existing CT technologies.
Yeah, we do hope. So we've talked about a lot of AI at this conference, right? Yeah. So we have partnered with some imaging companies and we've partnered with some software companies who have built special software for us that allow us to not only see where it went, but then to correlate that image into how much activity or gray that we've delivered to the tumor. So how much radiation did they really get? And it's a direct correlation between what the image looks like and the radiation. So we're getting there. It's good. Eventually, we hope that will improve tremendously as imaging technology improves, as AI improves. We'll hopefully be able to merge those two together with our product to have an even more specific idea and outcome of that patient and how we did treating them.
Got it. So you can basically, you're getting intelligence sort of in very short time afterwards that allows you to tune sort of the initial therapy, but you're thinking that can get to be a smarter cycle?
Ultimately, the goal is to get it real time. Real time. So you can imagine if a patient is on the table and you're injecting this product into that, and you can actually see it flow into a tumor and then measure how much activity till you get to a minimum threshold that you know that tumor is being effectively treated and stopped and be able to move forward. So the ultimate goal, and we're not there yet with technology, but the ultimate goal would be able to do it exactly real time.
Well, so let me ask you, because I think you're a great example. You have in layman's terms, irradiated glass.
Yeah.
Tiny, presumably things if you're putting millions in.
Yeah.
But a key part of your technology is not just the irradiated glass, it's your ability to see it and do some pretty sophisticated quantitative calculations around it. So you're not a data company, but you are. You're not a software company, but you are.
Yeah, well, we partner with them. So not officially, but yes, like I said, we corroborate with them, we collaborate, we talk with them, we work with them closely. The imaging is such a big part of it in all of healthcare. And the better we get at imaging, the more accurate we get at imaging with AI and with everything else, that just is going to lead to improved outcomes. We feel like our product dovetails kind of perfectly into that, with the design we've made it.
Interesting. So let me ask you a question. Sure, it wasn't on the agenda before, so we can pass or we can edit it out.
That's fine.
Presumably, I'm guessing you're not a software person by background.
I am not.
Okay, so what advice do you have to somebody working in a more traditional, albeit very cool medical device field, traditional, I mean in terms of non-digital, who all of a sudden has to understand all this digital stuff and talk to people who speak a different language?
I don't know, maybe.
How do you bridge that? Because you're not just learning it, you're making it a strategic differentiator.
Yeah.
How'd you get there?
Yeah, like I said, that's a very tough one. It's smart to have the right partners.
Okay.
Really, and that's what it does boil down to. There are experts in that area, and even everything that we do. I mean, my product is nuclear, right? It's radiation. If I don't have the right team of nuclear scientists with me, then I'm going to be in trouble.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
So it is a beta radiation. It is yttrium-90 is the isotope. So if you marry that, if you think about learning that concept and building a company there, Same goes with the software, same goes with the AI part of it. And really, you just have to partner with the right industry experts and learn as much as you can to make the best strategic decision you can for the organization. Okay. So we've actually collaborated with the FDA. Our imaging endpoint in terms of dosimetry, so how much we've delivered, is an exploratory endpoint. So we're going to explore that with the FDA. We're going to look at the data when it's all complete, and we'll talk to them about what they think about it and did we correlate to what we thought we would do. And then what we're most excited about is the advancement of it. This is just the first step. There's so much more that we think we can do with the product and with the delivery and with the development and the radiation and with the software and everything combined. I really think this is just a first step in advancing this technology.
So, all right, let me drill in on one thing here.
Yeah.
So pick the right partner if you're not a software person.
Yeah.
If you're not a software person, you're picking the right software partner. How do you know?
Yeah, that's a great question.
What do you look for as your sniff test?
Yeah, I'm very lucky that I've been around the industry a long time. I've been in this space before, so I cheated. That allowed me to go partner with people that I've known from a past life.
Right. So prior relationships.
Prior relationships is always huge. Networking, that's why we're all here at the AdvaMed Conference, really is just a huge networking capabilities here at this conference. But yeah, I wish I had some specific advice, but you've got to look at the companies and what they offer and really try to decide who's the real one and who might not be. And it's a pretty big challenge, but I use my network and leverage my network for that. And we've been very lucky to partner with some great companies.
Do you feel it's critical or not, or helpful or not, to have board members or advisory board members who are really digital people at the core?
Unfortunately, I don't. I have some that kind of touch on it. But yeah, I think that is in all aspects of what we do in the venture world, your board members can be an absolute asset to you. And whether it's in clinical trial development or regulatory or other portfolio companies that have been there before. But yeah, I don't know many, at least venture-backed and private equity, that aren't involved in some type of digital AI right now. So those resources certainly could be very effective.
Okay. And what's your sniff test for just utter hot air in this stuff?
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of that right now.
There is. And, we're actually looking at that too, because we have some clinical trial data that we really want to apply some AI to. So we're going through that process right now. I wish I did have the answer for you there. But I think it's just keep trying and trying until you get to what you feel is the right person.
So somebody comes to you and talks about agentic AI for glass. Maybe not.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We get all kinds of inquiries every day on different things. So sifting through them can be a pretty big challenge.
Great. And one tidbit you've picked up here, you're looking to pick up while you're at the MedTech Conference?
Yeah, no, again, for me, it's a lot of networking. We're very lucky that we're in a great financial situation. We're in a great clinical situation. So I was more here for my panel discussion and to continue discussing, having some relationship building and talking more about our future with our company. But it's always great to connect again with all the strategic leaders that and make sure everybody knows your story is out there. So that's a big part of why we're here.
Terrific. Well, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, no, thanks, Randy. Appreciate it.
Have a good conference.
Awesome. Thanks.